Hello, we are here today to discuss Hub Group Dedicated. Hub Group Dedicated is a company in the logistics and trucking industry. Let's start out discussing the current state of the trucking industry. The American Trucking Association is predicting strong growth for the entire industry in 2018. This is in large parts because of increasing freight volume due to increased e-commerce growth. The industry does face several threats that may make it more difficult to achieve growth. The industry's number one concern is a shortage of available drivers. This driver shortage has been growing for several years and is expected to continue growing through 2026. The shortage is blamed on an older workforce with many reaching retirement age. The unattractive trucking lifestyle, along with low pay wages, is making it difficult for the industry to attract new drivers. For some trucking fleets, the shortage of drivers translates to idle trucks not transporting cargo. New government regulations are mandating equipment that tracks driver duty hours and limiting drivers to operate a set amount of hours per week. Additional fuel costs, the largest variable cost to operate a truck, are slightly on the rise. While they are not near 2008-2009 levels, they are something the industry is keeping an eye on. Trucking fleets have little to no bargaining power to reduce these costs. Competition is still very high in the industry due to low barriers of entry. This has caused many trucking companies to race to the bottom of pricing in order to attract new customers. When companies compete on pricing alone, it cuts into everyone's margins. Hub Group Dedicated's business goal is to generate profits from crafting tailored solutions that tackle our customers' dedicated supply chain challenges, improving efficiency and cutting costs so they can focus on their own business. Our value added to the process is through on-time performance, impeccable safety records, and our ability to customize offerings that meet all customers' needs. To maximize our profitability, Hub Group Dedicated has to address several threats and weaknesses. We want to keep our prices low enough to attract and retain customers in this industry. However, we need to control our rising operational costs. Inefficient truck placement is impacting truck availability. Some trucks leave warehouses half full and others sit idle. All while some customers aren't getting enough trucks assigned to their routes. After going through an acquisition, Hub Group Dedicated's IT systems are also largely disjointed from the parent company and customer systems. The IT department is here to help address these threats and weaknesses. Through our newly proposed IT systems, we will drive our desired corporate growth and achieve our business strategy. These new IT systems will focus on two areas: truck loading optimization and truck routing optimization. Both redesigned processes will lead to leaner operations and reduced operational costs.
The newly proposed IT-driven process uses IBM's FileNet software to capture the data from the customer in the method that they are comfortable. We are not forcing customers to conform to our digital standards. Instead, we are adapting our standards to provide value to our customers. If our customers hand paper to our dispatchers, we will scan them in and leverage FileNet's DataCap software to scan the documentation. If the customer uses email to send load tenders to site managers, we will utilize FileNet's ECM to retrieve the attachment from the email. No matter what form of input the customer uses, our software will extract the data and put it into a usable digital form. Once the data is digital, our middleware application will organize the data into a format compatible with our TruckMate software. Couple this newly digital data with the data already received via EDI, and we have all our customers' load tenders into a single format for ERP. This allows us to leverage truckloads per region and route optimization per region as opposed to per customer. This improved IT-enhanced business process will start with an infrastructure upgrade. For scalability and maximum response time, FileNet will be deployed in the cloud. Additional servers will be deployed on-premise to support the new middleware application, TruckMate expansion, and new data warehouse. Software and licensing for FileNet will be secured, and development hours will be allocated to the software engineering team to develop the new middleware application. Development hours will also be allocated to the applications team to develop in-depth analytics on the data warehouse to move us towards the predictive analytics we're looking to achieve. Finally, the process will require support from business units to shift our culture and business processes to a regional form rather than a per customer form.
The initial setup costs for the proposed business process change will have several upfront fixed costs. These costs include purchasing and customizing new software to run the optimization algorithm in real time. Additional servers will need to be purchased for the storage of Hub Group's data as well as the existing customer data. Our existing system will need to be upgraded as well to be compatible with the new software, process, and technology. Along with implementation of the new software and systems, the staff and drivers will need to be trained to fully utilize the new business process and to understand the benefits that come with it. The trucks and the drivers will need to be equipped with new real-time technology to connect with the new systems and exchange information. Along with the initial upfront costs of the new business process, there will be a recurring cost associated with the licensing of the software per user every month. The business process changes with the new algorithm are geared toward optimization of pickup and delivery routes for the trucks on a real-time basis. Along with route optimization, the algorithm will help present an efficient loading blueprint to utilize the entire space on the semi-trailer to avoid half-empty trucks from going out to delivery. The scheduled rollout time for full implementation of the business process change is 9 months to a year.
The proposed cargo loading and optimized routing processes will require training for both employees of Hub Group Dedicated as well as its customers. To achieve the expected success, these entities will need both process and technology training. Hub Group Dedicated will work with each of our customers to train them to submit cargo dimensions through the new IT system. Accurate dimensions are crucial to the loading process algorithm. Without accurate dimensions, the loading process will fail to reach desired efficiency levels. Customers will also be trained how to retrieve and read loading reports that instruct them how to load the truck according to the loading algorithm. Every employee at Hub Group Dedicated will be trained on the new process and its objectives as reinforcement of the organization's commitment to operational excellence and efficiency. Drivers and their supervisors will receive the most training on the new process. They are the front line for ensuring the processes are being followed and to report back metrics that determine if the processes are working or not. They are also the first contact with customers in the event that the process isn't working. Drivers must understand the new loading process as well as their new dynamic routes. Drivers must be trained to be dynamic and trust the process.
There are risks associated with the process change. Right now, customers do not share the truck's capacity with other customers. There's a risk that the customers may not agree with sharing a truck with one of their competitors. This is a new way of doing things. Sometimes employees are not open to changes or optimistic to the changes in their duties or assignments. Employees might push back and reject this new process. Lastly, it is still unknown about how much the software might need to be customized and the costs associated with this. The goal of any new process is to make a company more efficient. So optimistically, the savings associated with optimization are $50,000 per month, giving us an MPR of roughly 1.1 million and an IRR of 29%. With the most likely scenario, the savings associated with optimization are $47,500 per month or 5% less than the optimistic scenario, giving us an MPR of roughly 1 million and an IRR of 27%. With a pessimistic scenario, The savings associated with the optimization are $45,000 per month, or 10% less than the optimistic scenario, giving us an NPR of roughly $900,000 and an IRR of 25%. The business process changes with the new algorithm are geared toward optimization of pickup and delivery routes for trucks on a real-time basis. Along with route optimization, the algorithm will help present an efficient loading blueprint to utilize the entire space on the semi-trailer to avoid half-empty trucks from going out to delivery. Hub Group will not be generating a revenue directly from the process changes, but the new efficiency will have a large cost savings per month. With trucks running on optimal routes, the Hub Group will see a drop in miles driven, which leads to less frequent maintenance and less fuel consumption. Right now, fuel consumption is one of Hub Group's highest costs, and this new process will significantly reduce this monthly expense. With a reduction in the number of routes driven daily, a cost savings can be seen with reduced driver hours and a reduction of drivers on staff needed. Also, since freights are being loaded more efficiently, less trucks are needed to complete daily routes, leaving more trucks available, allowing Hub Group to pursue more customers, creating more revenue. Another cost savings associated with this process change is less distracted drivers, leading to fewer accidents and lower insurance rates and claims.
At the pinnacle of Estenson Logistics service offerings and subsequent acquisition by the Hub Group, the customer was always the focal point of the decisions that drove business. Giving them service and support among all modes of transportation to add value to their business at the most economic cost is our mission. This new IT-enhanced business process pools assets from each region to provide our mission to every customer.